Welcome back, folks. So today I'm going to be designing another sports poster. That's right, another one. But this one is just slightly different for a couple of reasons. One, and I want to give thanks to a special friend who has allowed me to use her personal photos of her son. So Pam, thank you very much. Stick around until the end because I want to show you how to create some special lettering. I would call it some scrapbook lettering, but you can call it whatever you like. So I'm going to get started with this sports poster by removing the background on some of the photos. So I'll remove the background there, and I'll remove the background here. I'm just going to move these two photos down here, and I'm going to take this photo here and I'm going to place it on the back of my design. And I'll just make this a little bit larger, like that. I'm going to take this photo and I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to add a duotone to it. I want to make it navy blue, the whole photo. So I'm just going to click on duotone, and I'm going to choose the sea blue option. And I'm also going to come up to transparency and just bring that down a little bit, like that. Now I'll take this photo, I'll go to position, layers, and I'm going to bring it to the back. For this photo, I'm going to bring it up. And I don't really want to use the whole photo, so I'm just going to crop it a little bit, like that. And I'll make it a little bit larger. And for this photo, I'm actually going to make it black and white. So I'm going to go back to Edit. I'm going to go back to Filters. And if we scroll down to the bottom, we're going to notice that we have some mono options. So I'll choose the ink option, and I'm going to rotate it so that when I bring it over to the side, he'll look like he's standing upright. And I'm just going to resize it to make it a little bit larger. And I'll just bring that back to the side, like this. Now I'm also going to go into Edit, and I'm going to go back to Shadows, and I'm going to add a glow shadow to it. Now whenever we are applying a shadow, that is going to resize our element, but don't worry, we have the option to fix that as we're going along. So for the size of the shadow, I'm just going to bring it down a notch. For the blur, I'm also going to bring that down a little bit. And I'm going to bring the intensity up, about there. I'm going to take this now, I'm going to go to transparency, and I'm going to turn down the transparency a little bit because I want the main character to be the spotlight of this design. So I'm going to take my main element, and I'm going to make him a little bit larger, and we're going to add an outline to him as well. So I'm going to choose outline, and for the outline I'm going to make it white. So I'll bring this color chooser all the way to the top here, and I'm going to reduce the size of that outline slightly. So that's what it's going to look like right now. And let me just crop these sides a little bit. Now let's add a number 2 because he is the number 2 player. So I'm just going to come over to text. I'm going to add some text. And in here, I'm going to add a 2. I'm going to make that text white, and we're going to change the font to a font called Wildcat College. Okay, this is what it looks like right here. And I'll make that a little bit larger like that. I'm going to place this text behind here. Now, if you like to see that solid number 2 like that, that's great. You can leave it the number like that, but I'm actually going to go into effects and I'm going to choose the hollow option and then reduce the thickness slightly so that I get an outline of that 2 with it being transparent or hollow in the middle. I'm going to grab that number 2, go to position layers and bring it behind our main character like that. Now we've got the bottom to deal with. So I'm going to go into elements and I'm going to search for some blue gradients. I'm going to go into graphics. And I'm going to grab this and I'm going to bring it down here to cover that line. And I'll just make that a little bit larger like that. And I'm just going to place it down a little bit further like that. Now I'm going to make a duplicate and I'll bring the duplicate down just so that, like that. It's now time for us to add some more text. So I'm going to actually add another page. And on this page, I'm going to add some text. In this text box, I'm just going to type my name of my team. So, and I'll press enter after each letter. So here it is right here. Now I want to be able to create effects and rotate each letter. So I'm going to go into my apps section and let's search for split. So here it is right here. Now this is a great app when you want to split some text or a list. Now I don't have a list, but I do have this text that I want to split into individual text boxes so that you don't have to create 8 separate text boxes with your letters. And you'll understand what I mean in a few minutes, okay? So I'm just going to open this up. I'm going to click my box and I'm just going to say add to design. So here is the list splitter here. And what you're going to notice is that these letters are grouped. So I'm going to go ahead and ungroup these letters and you'll notice that they are individual text boxes. I'm going to get rid of this one and I'm going to select all of these letters and we're going to change the font to a different font. So let me make that a little bit larger. And for this, the font, we're going to change it to one called Rubric Marker. This is what it looks like right here. I'm also going to change the color of the font to a gray. But I'm going to grab some of these letters and I'm going to change them to a different color. So I'm going to change those ones to the color blue. Now I'm going to grab these letters and I'm just going to place them beside each other like this. I'm going to grab all of them again and I'm going to copy and move them to our design here. So here they are right here. So I know that they're a little bit hard to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab them. We're going to go to effects and we're going to add an outline to all of these letters. And for the outline, I'm going to make it white. Now over here, we have an option for thickness. I'm going to make the thickness a little bit thicker like that. And I'm going to grab each letter and kind of rotate it so that it kind of looks like a scrapbook effect. Let's add some more text. And for this text, I'm going to change the font to a font called Style Script. This is what it looks like right here. And I'm going to change the color to a gradient. At the bottom, we have some gradients we can use. I'll say see all, and I'm going to change it to this gradient right here. In here, I'm going to type Tyler. I'm going to grab this and bring it down here. And I'm also going to add an outline that's white. So there is the name. And over here, I'm going to add the year. So that's pretty much it. What did you think of this design? What did you think of this profile on the side? How about the text? Did you like the text, this scrapbook effect? Let me know down in the comments. And if there's anything else that you want to learn, fill out my tutorial request form, and I'll be happy to add your request to my list of tutorials that will be coming up next. If you learned anything in this tutorial whatsoever, press that like button, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on. All right, guys, for now, I'm going to say bye-bye. Until next time.